Hi, Dad. Welcome back to another episode of Dave and Andy's Honest About Life. How are you?
I'm doing well, Andy. I just love to see your smiling face. It's one of the wonderful things that Dave and Andy Honest About Life gives me, and it
Yeah.
gives me a chance to see you every week.
Me too, Dad. Me too. I think it was like CBS's morning show on Sundays, their Sunday show where Laura Dern, she's an actress, um, a very successful actress. I can't name too many movies that she's been in. I could see if I could obviously I could see her face. Anyway, not the point. The point is that she and her mom, who I think is like 90, they go on these walks together, and she was diagnosed with a kind of cancer that it could have been really bad, right? It could have been deadly, but just walking. Oh, I think it was related to her lungs and her lung capacity, where walking I think was recommended for her to not only improve her health but improve her ability to breathe. And now she's lived quite a long time after that initial diagnosis. But what Laura did with her mom is she started to record the conversations they were having on their walk, and they talked a little bit about that. And boy, were those conversations revealing, because they were private. They're not like this, where you and I, being in front of a camera, we sort of feel like others are watching, and we're prepared for that. But when you're not secretly, but sort of not as openly recording conversations, they get to be a little bit more free and carefree, if
Yeah,
if you know. And
yeah,
it was really interesting because all of that's going to matter as we move forward, as we have these conversations. As we this weird time that we're getting into, where we can extend these conversations with loved ones. And I know that, hopefully you have a good long life ahead of you. But one of the things that you've been endorsing since your retirement is cremation. Are you still doing that?
yes, I am, and I think it's just one of those things that was controversial in the beginning because of certain religions that didn't believe in that, but now it's one of the better things. I've always said I don't want to take up space when I'm gone. Burn me, because and I've told, I don't know if I've told you this, but I've told some of my other kids that I'd like my ashes sprinkled out of the St. Croix River because I spent so much time there. Um, Either that or Big Marine Lake, because I spent a lot of time there with my dad and
Yeah.
fishing and stuff. So, and then hopefully some carp will carry it all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico.
Carp. You didn't even pick a good fish.
Yeah, why did I say carp? I don't know. They're
Bottom.
garbage eaters. They're bottom feeders, right? That's where I am.
Oh my God. Um, that's lovely. So, are you thinking about a big service, or what do you? Because the other funny thing is, in a previous conversation you and I had asked you about songs that pop in the radio that are memorable for you, right? They evoke some kind of memory. And you said Michael Jackson, and you said "Beat It," which would be hilarious at a funeral. Uh,
Yeah, do it, but just don't spend a lot of money. You know what? I'll be happy in a mason jar with my ashes, and you can spread them wherever you want. But I would like them over the river. So yeah, I don't want a big funeral. I just want, just family around, and 'cause I'm gone. I'll be gone, and I'm a religious guy. I believe what I believe, and that's me.
so, are you talking? Is it more like a celebration of life at like an outdoors venue somewhere? Are you thinking a church service? What do you? What do you
Totally thinking outdoors because that's where I've loved to be most of my life. I love outdoors stuff. And I love the fact that you have 2 degrees. And I don't know if you want to mention the degrees you have, but it's very important to be outdoors with both of those. Uh, Zoology and biology, those are the important things. And being outdoors with life is just, it's wonderful. And when I'm dead, I'd love to be with life, a lot of living things around me. Yeah.
Do you remember this? Seeing as we're on this topic, it must have been, I don't know, 25 years ago, maybe more than that. You and I were sitting on the couch just chatting about, um, I think we were chatting about death. We might have been chatting about religion. We might have been chatting about, afterlife. And you and I made a commitment to each other. Whoever dies first, we'll do everything in our power to reach back. And if it's possible, do something, make something move, turn a light switch on. Do you remember? We have committed
Oh,
to
yeah, 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 to communicate. Yeah,
communicate.
I remember this conversation, and wouldn't that be interesting? Um, and what would I do to catch your attention?
That I would know it's you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great question.
How would you know it's me? I think I have something that you
Is
would
it
know it's me.
animal
I would,
related?
pardon?
What? No, go for it. What is it?
I would say that I would make either a baby turtle or a baby salamander show up.
Well,
And one out of the blue, just pop up.
but
And I'd say I put it there.
well, that would be great because that's likely to happen, right? So
Yeah.
I would know it's you every time.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting though? We had Carrie, my wife, had this weird experience where she was drawn. So we were at the hotel, watching the races this weekend, our daughter's races this weekend, and she walked into the hotel, walked to the back of the hotel. We're on the second floor. The lobby's on the second floor. Walked to the back. There's this huge glass window. And for whatever reason, there's a whole bunch of windows. She chose the left window and looked out. And on the edge of the window, on the brick molding, was a Luna moth.
Oh,
Like I know a fresh male Luna moth, and I know they're males because their antennae are big and feathery, right? They're looking for the females, and that's how they sense the females. But it was right there, and you wouldn't see it. You wouldn't. It's like she was drawn to it. So that
isn't that amazing?
it is amazing. And the question I had is, how did you end up, walking to that window and looking to the right to see that? And Luna moths, as you know, they're beautiful, kind of a light green color with a tail.
They're so awesome.
Oh, they're gorgeous, right? But you never see them in the wild ever, right?
Yeah.
Because they live for just 5, 6 days or something like that. They don't have any mouth parts, so they don't feed as adults. They just sort of move around, lay eggs, mate, lay eggs, and die. And so they're not in that form for very long. So the fact that she was drawn to it, she saw it. Yeah, I get to thinking, how did that happen?
That is so cool.
It was
cool.
Cool.
That's unbelievably cool, Andy.
It is. So, you and I appreciate that probably more than others because we know how rare a sighting that is. But to your point, if you could make something happen that is so rare like that, I would know it's you.
Yeah. Who would be in her life that has passed that might do that would understand that she knows what that is?
Like maybe a grandmother. These pictures that I have behind me of.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Those are her grandmother pictures.
Yes, they are, and she's very close with one of them in particular, and I wouldn't be surprised if she would say that was.
Where did her grandmother grow up, if I may ask?
Boy, I have to ask her that question. I'm not sure, but I'm sure it was in. I should say, I think it was in sort of northern part of Minnesota.
Okay.
Sort of north of the Twin Cities, I believe.
That particular moth, is that native to that part of our state as well?
Yeah, oh, for sure. Every once in a while, you see one dead on, like, I've seen one dead in the water, facing down. Again, they don't live very long, so
Yeah.
it's hard to see them. But every once in a while, maybe you'll see one on the grill of a car that was hit, or see
Oh
one
my
dead.
gosh.
But
Yeah.
they're just so rare. So yes, you'd see them up there. I have a feeling you'll see more of them as you move south, but just because winters are hard. They have to overwinter as cocoons. What happens is they put their cocoons on the ground or somewhere low, and then mice feed on them in the winter. I mean, it's a miracle that they survive to that form anyhow. But they're just such a neat moth.
I would think this conversation we're having, it's kind of important for people to think about something that they can have that's unique for their family and friends that would know that they're there.
That's a great thought. It's a great conversation, and it would be fun for everyone to say, okay, this is the thing that would make it you.
Yeah.
If this happens, this is definitely my dad.
Yeah.
That's reaching out. So I'm glad you haven't forgotten that, Dad. That agreement that we have.
Yeah.
And I look forward to.
We're going to definitely do it. That's awesome.
I'll keep an eye out for little.
Yeah, I hope so. Oh, I'm still here, but not dead yet.
Well, keep up the good work, Dad. So thank you for that. Always wonderful to have these conversations with you. So thank you.
It is. Thank you, buddy. I love you.
Love you. See you later.
See ya.